Welcome to your PWC Connections, a monthly look at Fayetteville's hometown utility, the Public Works Commission of the City of Fayetteville. I'm your host, Nicole Stiff. On Inside PWC, we will get updates on two important projects related to our water quality. First, it's that time of year again. PWC will be temporarily changing its drinking water disinfection method during the month of March. We'll learn why this temporary change is necessary, what you can expect throughout the month, and how this benefits customers as well as our drinking water treatment process. Next, we'll sit down with an engineer for an update on the Glenville Lake Spillway project. You'll get a glimpse of the new spillway and learn about the benefits it will provide. We'll also get an update on the construction schedule, plus plans for reopening the lake to the public so we can once again enjoy all the amenities that Mazurek Park has to offer. Spring is just around the corner, and that means many of us will be dusting off our green thumbs. However, local master gardeners use their expertise year-round to offer their assistance with gardens, lawns, and landscapes throughout Cumberland County. In Community Connection, find out how this group of volunteers cultivates a community of green thumbs and learn how you can meet national and local experts at an upcoming symposium. Are you ready to chase down those pesky leaks? Indoor and outdoor household leaks can waste more than 1 trillion gallons of water annually nationwide and cause your water bills to increase unexpectedly. In Conservation Corner, our conservation specialist will explore methods to decrease your utility bill by detecting and preventing water leaks. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. All that and Gabby too, so stay tuned.
PWC gets its raw water from two different sources. The first source being the Cape Fear River, which PWC gets about 80% of its raw water. The other water source is the Glenville Lake. The water treatment process starts with raw water coming into the plants. The water goes through some mixers and we add chemicals to it, the main chemical being ferric sulfate. After the water moves through the mixers, it goes through our flocculator basins. When the flock is formed, we go to our next process, which is our sedimentation process. In that process, the larger particles of flock fall out into the sedimentation basins, and from that process, the water moves on to our filter process, which in that process, we remove the smaller particles of flock. Once the water moves through our filter process, it goes to our clear wells. Once the water reaches our clear wells, it is pumped out into our distribution system, which goes out to the public. From the time the raw water comes into our plants and reaches our clear wells, that could be 5 to 6 hours, and from there, within another 12 to 24 hours, it'd be pumped out to the public. The annual water changeover occurs during the month of March, when we stop adding ammonia as part of our disinfection process and switch over to a free chlorine residual. The state requires all utilities who use ammonia as part of its disinfection process to switch over to a free chlorine residual to help control any biological growth that may have occurred in the distribution system. Other utilities that use chloramines and switch over to a free residual include the cities of Raleigh, Charlotte, Greensboro, Johnston County, and Harnett County, to name a few. Some of the changes that customers may experience is a slight chlorine smell to their water. When we're on chloramines, you really don't have that smell. But with a free chlorine residual, you may have a slight chlorine smell, something that might resemble a swimming pool smell. When we're going through the process, we also do some hydrant flushing, so they may notice a little discoloration in their water. There will be several hydrants that are flushed, and these hydrants are marked with a cone and a sign stating the purpose of why the hydrant is running or being flushed. Hydrant flushing helps us have a rapid changeover from our chloramines to our free chlorine residual. That way we can get a maximum exposure of the free chlorine to meet the state regulations. The Partnership for Safe Drinking Water is a voluntary initiative made up of the EPA, the American Water Works Association, and other water utilities across the country with the purpose of enhancing the water treatment process. They look at operational procedures, maintenance procedures, and even management procedures to help accomplish this. The overall goal of the partnership is to enhance drinking water quality. We have received awards from the Partnership for Safe Drinking Water. In fact, PWC was the first utility in the state of North Carolina to receive this award back in the year of 2000 and every year since, so a total of 15 years. The award is given out to utilities that not only meet the regulatory standards but exceed them. I enjoy doing my job here at PWC as a water treatment operator. We do a lot of tours here at the plant, and it makes you feel good when you can show people the process of the water treatment. You can show them the beginning water coming from the Cape Fear River and the finished product, and they're just kind of amazed at the difference in what the water looks like. So I feel very proud working at PWC, and I think it's a very, very great opportunity for all the operators at PWC to work at the water treatment plants. We feel really great when we go to different conferences and stuff throughout the state, and knowing that we are a previous winner of the best tasting water just gives us a little bit of pride.
The spillway and the dam is a part of our water supply system. Our primary supply is the Cape Fear River. However, the series of 4 lakes on Little Cross Creek do provide additional source water. The Glenville Lake Dam is the lower of the 4 dams and is the location of the primary intake structures. The Glenville Lake is fed by the 3 other lakes. The dam and spillway create the impoundment for which the water can be diverted into the plant or pumped into the plant. The Glenville Lake Dam and Spillway is an old structure, originally built in the early 1900s in some shape and fashion. We're not sure exactly what existed back then. In the 1940s, mid-40s, it was reconstructed to pretty much what you see now. So the existing dam has been here since the 40s, and with anything else, with age, you begin to show signs of deterioration. We noticed some cracks in the spillway, some other deterioration that caused concern. Because of the importance to the overall water supply for the city, it was determined that it was time to invest in replacing the spillway and ensuring the future stability of the dam and thus the dependable water supply. Construction began in August of 2014. They were completed back in mid to early January. There are some remaining punch list items, some dress up and clean up, stabilization of some of the disturbed areas. But for all practical purposes, the spillway construction has been completed. The only difference you'll see is the beige areas in the background. That has been seeded. That's earth portions that has been seeded, and the difference will be that will be nice and green, hopefully in the next 60 to 90 days. But the actual spillway structure will look the same. It's our intention to begin filling the lake sometime in March. There's various things that's dependent on, but the intent is to close the gates and begin refilling the lake in March. Soon thereafter, in coordination with the State Wildlife Resources Commission, we will be bringing fish in to restock the lake. Depending on the amount of rainfall we get, the lake can fill up anywhere within just a couple of days to maybe a week or 10 days. Just depends on how much rainfall we get. But we are required to release a certain amount of water to maintain the flow in the creek. So we'll maintain that flow in the creek and also begin filling the lake. On average, I would say 10 to 15 days to fill it up. Fishing can resume immediately following the restocking. We have verified that with the Wildlife Resources Commission. There are certain species that will not be stocked immediately that will require a delay, but what the initial restocking with the species that will be used, fishing can resume immediately. PWC does have an aggressive maintenance and inspection program, so we will be monitoring it routinely. So we expect it to last 50 years or better. The customers probably won't see a big difference in their service. Behind the scenes, what it does is provide security as far as the water supply and maintains the lake system as a viable component of our water supply. The average citizen probably doesn't realize where the water comes from, and therefore really won't notice any difference in their service. If a citizen has any questions or concerns regarding the lakes and dams, they can just call the normal PWC number, and their call will be routed to the appropriate party that can answer that question.
Our spring symposium is in conjunction with our master gardeners. We have 10 different speakers that are coming in. 3 of them are nationally known speakers. They are experts in their fields, and some incredible, great local celebrities that we're going to have here as well speaking at the symposium. It's an all-day affair. It is $50. You can sign up online. There is a small fee to sign up online, which brings it to I think $53.49. But if you're a garden member though, we knock $10 off of that and it's only $40. So worth becoming a member to get a savings on that. It does include lunch. So we'll have a lunch that's brought in, and it's a full day, and you will also get a chance during some of the breaks and at the end of the symposium to come and walk the garden as well. So if you've never been to the garden or haven't seen it in a while, you'll also be able to get to see the garden. We are also going to have an assortment of local garden clubs that are coming in to represent each of their own individual garden clubs. They'll each have a table in the event. And the nice thing about having the garden clubs here at the symposium is that if you're new to gardening or you don't know where to get involved with people that have a like mind as you, the garden clubs, which are all here in the area, are a great resource for that. And amazingly, a lot of them also are master gardeners, so it ties in really well to our whole program.
The Master Gardener program is actually, not to double use the word extension, but an extension of the extension. We provide them with voluntary assets that allow them to do their primary job, which is to help farmers and other folks like that. So we take on a lot of the education, research-based education throughout the community, and but we're under the direct guidance of the local extension agent. A master gardener is any individual who has an interest in the outdoors and in gardening. It is a person willing to give time back to the community and to participate in community functions in both an educational and a service position. The benefits of being a master gardener are many, but the primary one for me is the comradeship, meeting and working with other people throughout the community and also other master gardeners. The master gardeners participate in the public library system. We do classes there at night usually upon request. We also work with Second Harvest Food Bank. Certainly we work with the Cape Fear Botanical Garden and with other gardens throughout the county and on Fort Bragg as well with the Wounded Warrior folks out there. We also provide what we call the information line, where anybody in the county can call and get information on what we do and how to do soil samples, how to do grow a particular type vegetable or that type of information. If you want to be a master gardener, it's about a year-long process. Starts with an application to Mr. Kenny Bailey, who is our agent in charge of the master gardeners, and then they have to participate in a class which lasts from January through April. After the class, they have to do 40 hours of service over the remaining 8 months of the year, and then they become certified master gardeners. If someone is new to the area, one of the first things we get asked is, what will grow here? And this is a wonderful place to come to see what will actually grow. If it grows here, you can probably grow it at home. And before going out and buying something that is for a zone further north and planting it and it dies in the heat, it's nice to know what you're getting.
Our master gardeners are really important for the garden because they do just about every role here at the garden. So they, as well as just general maintenance of the garden, they're really involved in one specific garden, and that's our Macaulay Heritage Garden. They've taken that on as a special role project. They do everything from planning the gardens to weeding to building structures, developing programming in that garden. So they're really integral to that garden. But they also have a very important role in our education programs. We have over 5,000 kids who come through our educational programs through the school system every year, as well as adult programming, as well as summer programming. And all those programs require somebody to lead those kids and people around. And so our master gardeners take a really active role being our docents for those and leading the kids around and actually leading the adult tours as well. Their knowledge is vast and they really help us out. We really could not manage 80 acres of a botanical garden without our master gardeners. If you're new to this area or haven't been here in a while, it is definitely worth a visit to the botanical garden. We have things going on in the garden year-round. We're constantly expanding the garden, working on the garden, so it's never the same garden twice. The seasonality of it, it's always changing, there's always something in bloom. Plus it's just a beautiful place to relax, a great place to bring your kids, walk around, have some quiet time. It's really a garden for everyone. It's great to become a member. The cost is $40 for an individual, $75 for a family. That gets you all the benefits of membership. We have concerts during the summer that you get in free. We have reduced fees on all our programming, and many of the programs are free to members. We also have a reciprocal membership with over 300 different gardens across the United States that your membership here at the Cape Fear Botanical Garden will get you into those other gardens as well. So if you're traveling or going home for something, there's generally speaking another botanical garden that you can get in with your garden membership here as well. We would definitely all love to see you here in the garden sometime soon.
Hi, I'm Chad Gross from PWC. I'm here today to help detect leaks in your home. Let's start in the kitchen. Okay, I'll first start out at your faucet in your kitchen. Just look, make sure there's no leaks. Next place you need to check would be up under your sink. So make sure the surface on the bottom is dry. No leaks, no water standing anywhere. This would be your water line going to the valve. Make sure the valve's open like it is. Everything seems to be pretty tight. No leaks anywhere. Let's go to the most popular place for leaks, the bathroom. Now we're in the most popular place where leaks occur, would be the bathroom. First place we're going to check would be the toilet. First thing I'll check when I come out would be make sure the handle's secured properly, which it is. Because if it's not, when you flush, it can hang open, which causes a very big leak. Next thing we check is make sure the flapper itself is sealing properly. which it is. Make sure there's no water at all coming out of the top of your fill valve. It's not, and it seems to be working okay. And now we have a quick test with the dye tablets. You can drop these in the tank of the toilet. Usually in about 15 minutes. It'll show up in the bowl itself. That'll let you know you got a toilet leak. Here's a quick test. You take your dye tablets, or you can use food color. Just put the dye tablets in the tank of the toilet, like so. Wait about 15 minutes. While we wait on the dye tablets, let's check out some other things in the bathrooms where you can actually conserve water on also. Another area to be checking your faucet in your bathroom itself. Just make sure the surface around it's dry. And also up under. Just make sure the surface does not have any water or anything. Your valves are not leaking, and they're not. And you can always install a reducer. It just screws in right here to your faucet. It just helps you save on your monthly water bill. It's pretty easy to install. Just screw it in right there. Another way to conserve would be install a low flow shower head. It really wouldn't work on this type, but a normal shower head would just come out right here, and you would just screw this in here and just tighten this up to the base itself. It's another way also, time your showers, especially if you got kids. Another way also to check and see if your faucet head is leaking or not is just take a bucket or a trash can, kind of set it in your shower. You know, leave it in there overnight. You know, if you have any water up here in the bucket itself, you know you got a leaky shower head. Just another way to, you know, check, make sure your faucet's not leaking. It's amazing how much water we use in the United States. About 20% would be involving flushing, 23% involving your laundry itself, 19% for showering or bathing, and 15% would be faucets. Dishwashing is around about 3%. It's amazing, of all the millions of gallons of water we use in the United States of America, 12% are due to leaks. It could be leaky faucets, leaky toilets, you know, it just goes down the drain. This toilet appears to be fine. There's no color inside the bowl itself. If there were, you'd see a color wherever, you know, dye tablet you use or food color you use. Let's go to another spot in the house, check for leaks, the laundry room. This laundry room has a couple places where we can check for leaks. The first place would be right here where the main water line comes into your washing machine. You check your nozzles, make sure they're not leaking. If you do have a leaking connection here, you can just unscrew this and replace the inside gasket. It's just a little plastic piece inside, it's like a little rubber piece. It goes inside of this. Just tighten it back up and that should take care of the leak. Another good place to look where your water ties into your hot water heater. Just make sure everything's not leaking around these nozzles or anything. Connections. Make sure up under it, surface is dry. Another way to save on your water bill would be to wash full loads of clothes in cold water. Just another good tip. Outside the house, this would be a good place to check. Just make sure your faucet's tight. You can also turn it on. Go ahead and shut it off. Make sure it's not dripping. Just use the area where your meters are going to be. If you want to come out, just pull the lid off. Look down at the meter. Each meter has a leak detector on it. And you can also see the first two numbers here moving. That means there's water flowing through the meter itself. Just like I said, just keep an eye on your numbers here and the plus sign inside the circle. That's an indication that you do have a leak. When they're tight, you have a leak indicator in the middle. It's a little white triangle. If it's moving whatsoever, that means there's water flowed through the meter, which means you got a leak. Just depends on how fast it's spinning, how severe the leak is. If you discover there is a leak and the meter is spinning fast, you can always, if you had a shut off tool, you could come right here and shut it off at the street, and that would stop the flow of water till you call a plumber or whatnot. Hope these tips will help you find your water leaks in your home, get them repaired, and save on your water bill each month. If you have any more questions, you can contact us at PWC.
Electric cars have a major impact on local air quality as they have zero operating emissions and an overall reduction in carbon dioxide emissions. Electric cars also have lower operational costs and have lower maintenance costs because of fewer moving parts than gas-powered vehicles. If you drive an electric vehicle or are considering buying one, PWC has a great offer for you. Thanks to a grant from the North Carolina Clean Energy Technology Center, PWC has installed 4 Level 2 charging stations that can be used for free. Together with our partners at Fayetteville Cumberland County Parks and Recreation and Market Fair Mall, these stations have been made available across Fayetteville. Each station can charge 2 cars at once and are available 7 days a week. Free charging stations are located at Market Fair Mall, Clark Park, Honeycutt Park, and Lake Rim Park. For more information on PWC and our free charging stations, please visit our website at faypwc.com.
I don't understand it. I love my flowers, but I can't figure out how to water these. But it's time to think about something else, because I can't grow anything except millions and millions of viewers who all send me letters every single week. One thing we like to do on this show is just choose a letter at random and see if we can answer somebody's questions, like this one. Dear Gabby, help! I'm a busy college student on my own for the first time, rushing to class, cramming for exams, pulling all-nighters, and hustling to work. That's my reality. I have a question about my PWC account, but I don't have an extra moment to come into an office to speak with a representative in person. Is there another way for me to get in contact with PWC? Little Miss Busybody, Bonnie. That's so cute, Bonnie. Dear Bonnie, I feel your pain. These days we're all incredibly busy. Being pulled in 1,001 different directions has become the norm. And here at PWC we know that, which is why we offer our customers multiple convenient ways to get in contact with us. If you aren't able to visit our customer service center, located at the corner of Old Wilmington Road and Eastern Boulevard, consider calling us. And who doesn't have a phone on them right now? We're open from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m., Monday through Friday, excluding holidays. If you're really in a hurry, I recommend calling later in the evening when the calls have tapered off a bit. You can also send us an email. The address is customer.service@faypwc.com. You can request that a rep give you a call at a time that's convenient for you, like in the middle of your science exam. Or ask your question right in the body of an email. We also receive inquiries by mail, although I suspect that's not really your speed since you're moving lightning fast from one place to the next. But just in case, our address is P.O. Box 1089, Fayetteville, North Carolina 28302. Make sure you're to address the letter to customer service. Keep up the good work, Bonnie. Your hard work will pay off. And you keep those cards and letters coming. Tune in again for your PWC connections on Fay TV 7. And remember, you can always catch your favorite show on the PWC website, faypwc.com, or on our YouTube channel. Till next time, I'm Gabby. More power to you.